Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily cryptocurrency market update on this wonderful Wednesday. As always, we have a hell of a lot to get into, and we're going to be starting the video off with the cryptocurrency market and some of the interesting things that are currently taking place. We're going to be hearing from Goldman Sachs that have recently revealed a $500 million position in Bitcoin. Now, isn't that interesting? We also have news from multiple other institutions, like the fourth biggest hedge fund out of Europe. We have news from Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, and everybody else. Institutions at this point are now front-running retail because retail isn't here. And then we're going to be going over to a clip that we played yesterday in regards to Eric Balanchunas' take on where the price of Bitcoin would be if it wasn't for the ETF. Now, I played this yesterday, and I'm going to be showing you that there's a lot of truth to what he says. Certainly when you look at typical Bitcoin cyclical cycles, the 4-year cycle theory, and where it typically is around the halving, and where it currently is today. The only anomaly with this cycle is that Bitcoin went on and put in a high pre-halving. And that's been driven pretty much entirely by institutions, just like Ethereum, just like Solana, which has seen the most institutional inflows up until 3 weeks ago over Ethereum, and just like some of the others there. Retail is not here. And I'm going to get this off my chest. I feel like there's many people in the cryptocurrency market that just are entirely immature, and I'm not sure whether investing even should be for them. Because when you analyze the cryptocurrency market, where you take that step back and you look at the overall picture of where the market currently is and where the signs are pointing in regards to it going, there's an amazing opportunity. And I see it whenever the price is down, people come out of the woodworks. Oh, this is dead, that's dead, blah, 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 blah. And it couldn't be further from reality, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to be in when the smart money is accumulating? Or do you want to be in when the masses start to get wind of it? And that by that point, you're up significantly from when the institutions sort of initially started to accumulate. You're coming towards the end, and then you're going to find yourself in the downtrend of 2022 or similar once more. No, now is the perfect time, ladies and gentlemen, to be interested in the cryptocurrency markets. I'm going to be showing you that. Then we're going to be talking about Camille Harris, who, of course, Harris for crypto was a campaign, perhaps not the case. And then we'll be talking about some macro stuff. We had UK inflation coming out today below expectations, which is a good sign. And then, of course, we have CPIs coming out in the US that should be out by the time this video has been released. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into it all. And let's kick things off. So this is from Nick over at Coin Bureau. I think he's the founder of Coin Bureau, actually. I always thought Guy was just a one-man band, but perhaps not. Goldman Sachs stacks sats. Goldman Sachs just declared a $500 million position in a Bitcoin ETF. Last week, Europe's fifth largest hedge fund also declared $500 million. The institution accumulation continues. And you can see this was also some news, major news in regards to Bitcoin ETFs. Goldman Sachs buying, Morgan Stanley buying, Wells Fargo buying. We looked yesterday at the fact that BlackRock is the third largest holder of Bitcoin. And if they continue on the rate that they've been accumulating Bitcoin, they will engulf Satoshi's wallet himself. They are very close to owning as much of a Bitcoin as Binance. So institutions are gobbling things up. Meanwhile, what's retail? What's the retail sentiment in the cryptocurrency space right now? It's weak. I don't understand why people are so disgruntled with the crypto market right now. Because it's in the perfect position. Literally the perfect position. Let's take a zoomed out look. In fact, let's get through what we need to get through before we dive into it. I want to go over and revisit this clip from Eric Balanchunas and show you that actually this is exactly the case. We'll be looking at prior halving cycles, and we're looking at where the altcoin market using Ethereum as a barometer is around the halvings. That's where your altcoins are today. We know why Bitcoin's done as much as it has, Ethereum's done as much as it has, and the likes of Sol have done as much as it have. It's because the institutions, they've been buying. You can see it's visible through the ETPs. Anybody that goes against that, go and look at the flows on CoinShares, and then look at the price. It confirms it. The rest of the altcoin market really is still exactly where the altcoin market typically is around the sort of cyclical Bitcoin cycles. And there's this amazing opportunity ahead of us, and we're going to be showing you that a little bit in this video. What I want to do is go ahead and play this clip from yesterday, because we'll be showing you that he's absolutely 100% right, and then we'll be diving into the rest of what we have to get into in this video. So let's go ahead and mute my mic and get into it.
I think if you take the ETFs out of the picture, the price of Bitcoin is like 20 grand because it was 30 when BlackRock filed. It started to go up because BlackRock's coming in. Then they launched. There was little sell of news, but it hung tough. Now it went up a lot because of the flows. You unwind all that, you're at 30K, but you still have Mount Gox and some of these other in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
and who's there to buy it? So I think the ETFs should be seen as nothing short of a godsend, to be honest with you. And I know I'm not. Bitcoin has other things going on for it. I read up a lot about it, and I think it's a fascinating currency, secure way to store value. And I'm definitely intrigued. That said, pure price, I think that the ETFs really came at the perfect time, to be honest with you.
And we absolutely agree. And we're going to show you that technically. This is the Bitcoin, the longest Bitcoin chart we have. It's the BLX, Brave New Liquid Coin Index. Go look it up on TradingView. Bitcoin, the anomaly with this cycle is Bitcoin's at a high pre-halving. Look at where it was here. Look at where it was here. Nowhere near the high. Look at where I was here. And look at where the altcoin market was, using Ethereum as a barometer for the altcoin market as the largest. In the last cycle, when Bitcoin had its halving and we're in this period, really Ethereum was still in that accumulation phase, which is where most of your altcoins are today. And if you look at what happened after, remember we've got higher targets for Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency market excluding Bitcoin. We've also got this great macro easing that's coming. What took place on Monday really confirmed that. And still you have people out there that are disgruntled. Some people don't deserve to make money in the markets because they don't, truly believe this, understand what it is they're looking at. And if that upsets you, so be it. I say in the markets, look at the absolute state of the UK right now. We haven't really said too much about it, but I don't mind talking about it. We are literally seeing 1984 style measures be introduced into the UK. And what are people doing? Most people, it doesn't faze them in the slightest. Now, whether that's right or wrong is entirely up to you guys to decide. But I think it's a dangerous world where they start to essentially tell you what you can and can't say online, what you can and can't think, the opinions that you can and can't have. That's very 1984, in my opinion. And boy, oh boy, did George Orwell know what was coming. So, to move on to something a little bit more cheery, let's talk about what's currently taking place today. So today we've had UK inflation, and we have, by the time this video is out, we would have had US inflation. Now, I personally think that this might come amiss or just under, like what we saw from the UK inflation. This is going to ultimately, in my opinion, weaken the Dixie. Remember, we've looked at global liquidity. Do go and watch that video that I did in front of my fireplace. We did that video where we really spoke upon one of the main drivers of global liquidity being the dollar and its strength, where we think that's heading, what that in turn means for the markets. And then when you couple everything else that we've sort of looked at in this video, you've got this beautiful picture that I do truly believe is being painted. There was some news in regards to Camille Harris. We're not going to go into that, but new evidence that Camille Harris will continue crypto crackdown. Her advisor choice suggests she will keep Biden's hostile attitude towards crypto. And they mentioned some of the advisors that have historically been rather against crypto. I personally think with these politicians, they're just using crypto as a sort of a popularity sort of gain, in my opinion. So, relax. I know the cryptocurrency market seems dull and boring at the moment, but it's honestly my opinion that now is the perfect time to be in this market. And ultimately, there should be some pretty epic times ahead of us. And not only can we derive that technically from looking at Bitcoin, the market as a whole, other markets, the macro, looking at Bitcoin cyclical cycles, looking at global liquidity, where that's at, looking at PMI cycles, looking at what we know is to come and what the repercussions of that are going to be, looking at things like gold. It all points, housing, for example, it all points in the same direction. And when it walketh, talketh, and quacketh like a duck, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go with it being a duck. So that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this content as much as I enjoyed presenting it. Stay safe out there. And on that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next one.